Welcome to the Sam and Joe VA Show, where we teach women just like you how to start and scale a thriving virtual assistant business.
We're your hosts, Sam and Joe, and get ready to have the control, flexibility, and freedom you've always dreamed of.
Welcome to episode 172. Do you need a website?
If you've been listening to us for a while, you will know our opinion on this. You're going to know our answer. However, if you are new to us and the podcast and everything that we teach, our opinion on this, our very, very strong opinion on this, may come as a surprise because it actually goes against what a lot of other coaches, business coaches, are telling people.
I can almost guarantee that every single business coach who is helping a new business owner is going to say, you need to get a website. 100%. I know that that's the advice they're going to give.
Mm-hmm. And for some businesses, this is good advice. For the virtual assistant space, it is really bad advice. Really, really bad. And we're going to talk about why.
Yeah, because all it's going to do is stall your progress. It takes a lot of time, money, and effort to get a website, a good website, out into the world. And it's going to stall your progress because I think virtual assistants think, I'm going to get a website because it's going to help me find clients. That's why.
No, that's my big no buzzer going off in the background. It does not help you find clients. Do you know how hard it is going to be for anyone to find you on a Google search to start with?
0% of people Google searching virtual assistant, whatever country you're in, they're not going to find you on Google because you're not going to come up. Do you know how many virtual assistants there are who have a website? And do you know how many of us are fighting for that spot on the first page?
It is competitive and it takes a lot of time and knowledge. And if you don't know that knowledge and you haven't got the time to do it yourself, it takes a lot of money to pay for somebody else to do that for you.
Yeah, building up a website and getting closer to page one is a very long-term strategy. Very long-term. This is not your short-term fix for finding clients. So let's just get that out of your mind right now. You will not find clients from a website.
No, your LinkedIn, your personal LinkedIn profile is going to come up better, quicker, rank well, more well on a Google search than any website that you will create.
Yeah. And you may think, but I heard, XYZ virtual assistant, she said that she got a lead through her website. Okay, let's talk about that. Why, Sam? Why did they get a lead from their website?
This makes me so mad. This makes me so mad when we see virtual assistants kind of share their success story about how their website got them clients so early on. That lead that has landed on that virtual assistant's website has come from somewhere else. It's come from a link that VA has shared on their socials. It's come from a word of mouth, so someone has known exactly what to tap into Google. I'm going to search for Joe Jensen from Strictly Savvy because that's the name that I've been given. Of course it's then going to come up on their Google search. Who else is going to come up when you search for Joe Jensen Strictly Savvy?
Yeah, and they would have inquired even if they came across my LinkedIn profile and I didn't have a website.
Yes.
So it's not the website that is getting the client lead, I promise you.
And how many websites, Joe, have we come across, have we reviewed for virtual assistants looking to grow, and they haven't been good? They are not converting their visitors to leads because the virtual assistants have set up their website far too early in their VA career.
Mm-hmm.
They've set them up before they've launched or just after they've launched. They've set them up before they've had any clients under their belt. It's too early because you don't know enough about the client that you are wanting to attract in order to attract them.
You don't even know enough about your own business.
Exactly. A lot of them, when they first set up their websites, they don't even know what services that they want to offer. So they're just offering everything. They don't know their ideal client.
Mm-hmm. They may not even know their packages, their service plans. Like, there's so many unknowns, and you kind of have to feel your way through, like getting a few clients on board, figuring out, what services you really want to tap into, what you don't want to do, what your messaging is going to be. Like, there are so many things that come with time that you actually need to know to create a great performing website. Because let's be frank, anyone can create a website.
Oh, we've seen some shockers. Well, yes, anyone can. Yes, let's be honest. It's really easy to nowadays, which we appreciate. We appreciate the ease of being able to create an online presence. But it needs to be an online presence that is memorable, that is making a great first impression, that when the visitor lands on it, they know immediately they're in the right place. They know immediately that this virtual assistant is going to be the one that can help them with their problem.
Yeah.
As you said, this all comes with time and a little bit of experience. Now, the other thing that comes with time is confidence. Confidence in being the face of your business. The virtual assistant websites that we see, once again, not converting, not making a great first impression, are those where the VA has got no photos of themselves. Now, we're not saying that it needs to be a professional photo shoot. You can do some really great DIY shots with a smartphone nowadays, and no one would know the difference. That they can be that great. Smartphone and great lighting. But you need to be the face of your business. You need to build that know, like, and trust. So the VAs that have got none of that, how are you standing out from the crowd? Because the crowd's getting bigger, let's be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about who does need a website from the beginning in the VA space, because there's a very broad space, virtual assistants. Remember, it could be any service that you are providing to a business. That comes under the umbrella of virtual assistant when we're talking about that.
Yeah, there are two types of virtual assistants that should ignore what we've just said up until this point. The virtual assistants that are offering website design services needs to have a website straight off the bat. They need to be showcasing what they can do online when creating a website, and how better to do that than have your own website that you've designed.
Yeah, absolutely. I would never hire a web designer if they didn't have a website.
Oh, that would be a major red flag.
Yes.
A huge red flag. The other virtual assistant that we would recommend has a website from day one would be if they were offering copywriting services. Same deal.
Absolutely. So we've hired a copywriter. We're in the process of hiring another copywriter. The number one thing that we look at first is their copy on their own website. And if they didn't have a website, we would be like, oh, I don't know about that. Next.
Totally.
Yeah.
So let's be very clear, they would be the only services, virtual assistants offering where you would need, in our opinion, a website from day one. Now, there's another kind of group that we don't suggest you have it from day one, but you'd want it relatively early on, Joe?
Yes. Yeah. Because you could get away with doing a portfolio kind of style website first. And we're talking about those who are offering graphic kind of services,
Mm-hmm.
creative services, very visual services, where you do actually need to showcase your skills, showcase your work, showcase what you've done for other clients.
Mm. So social media managers would be kind of in that category as well, in terms of not only the design aspect of what they could create for their clients, but also the wordsmithing that can go alongside that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's do it early on. If you're creating, if your services are creative services, because you want to showcase that stuff, yes, but not from the very day one.
Because this is what we teach in Launch in 30 Days, isn't it? There's a reason why the Launch in 30 Days course, the website building module, is at the end. And we don't give it to anybody until the end. There's a reason for it.
Yes, they have to go through the entire 30 days of launching their business, and their business must be launched before we even talk about creating a website. It is a bonus after 30 days of content for a very specific reason. And that may surprise many of our launches coming through Launch in 30 Days. Oh, wow, we're not doing a website until after we've launched.
Mm-hmm.
You will only stall your progress. You will not have all of the information. Remember what we said at the start. You will put yourself back. You will extend your launch out indefinitely because you're never going to have your website perfect. Don't do it.
Don't do it. There are more. There's a dozen more, if not more than a dozen more important things for you to be focusing on before you get to that point.
Right, here's our golden rule. Do not build, Sam was like, oh, what's the golden rule?
Yeah.
Do not build your website until you have at least a few clients.
Mm-hmm.
Get that money coming in, do some work with them, figure out who they are, really get into their head. What problem did they come to me with? What am I now helping them with? What's a great case study I could talk about? Can I get a testimonial from them? All of this information that you're gathering from doing the work with those first few clients is perfect to then bring into a website.
Yeah.
That is the time to create one.
The golden rule. You don't need a website until you've got 2 or 3 clients under your belt. That website build is going to be so much quicker and easier for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, speaking of making it quicker and easy for you, let's talk about the Essential Virtual Assistant website template.
Oh, we love that we have now finally got this out ready for you all, because creating a website can be very daunting if you open up your website builder and you have a big blank page ready to start putting your content into. So what we've done is we have actually created best practice layout, design, spacing, copy length, style of photo, all for you across 4 pages on a website template.
We've done 3/4 of the work for you. We have done 3/4 of the work for you. All you need to do is grab this template and put your own photos in, put your own social links in, put your own copy in.
Mm-hmm. It comes with a copy planning document, preparation checklist, going live checklist, and step-by-step tutorial videos to take you right through the entire process of creating your website. Like, it couldn't be easier. I love that we have this available so that if, getting a website designed by someone, great if you have the budget for that.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, this is such a simple way in such a cheap, affordable way. Like, we made this way too cheap, Sam. We have made this so affordable. We wanted it to be a no-brainer for you if you want to get a website. $199 New Zealand dollars. Amazing price for you.
The hours and hours that this is going to save you for only $199. That's incredible. It's a no-brainer. If this was around when I was first starting out, it literally would have saved me weeks of stress and headache.
100%.
And I'm creative. Like, this ended up being my jam, right?
Yeah.
Whew.
Now, I know that you might be thinking, oh, that means that I'm going to have a website that looks the same as every other virtual assistant if I'm using this template. But why is that not the truth, Sam?
Because we want you to make it your own. And it has been designed in a way, and we teach you in the tutorials how to make it your own. We talk about the importance of a strong personal brand in the VA space, and we stand by that.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to have your images, your colors, your branding, your words, everything that's from you laid out in the structure that would be very standard for a website. Like, it'd be very normal to see that kind of structure, but it's not going to look the same because it's going to have all of your beautiful elements in there. Right, how do you get a hold of it? It is in a link down below. Go and grab that. If you're at the point where you're like, yep, now's the time for me to get a website, you've got a few clients under your belt, or maybe you're further on down your track and you actually want to grow a team. Having a team in your VA business is a great kind of point in your journey to grab a website template and just have another aspect to your credibility, your legitimacy as a virtual assistant business owner, and have a great online presence. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Sam and Joe VA Show. If you'd like to find out more, head to the VA Foundry website to check out the mastermind and the amazing resources, courses, and coaching.
You can find us at thevafoundry.com.